David Speller, and I operate this farm, Lower Farm, with 180,000 broiler chickens, fattening for the retail trade. We have a lot of environmental regulations here, European legislation. Here it's called Integrated Pollution Control, and this site was built to meet the requirements of what was then coming in legislation and is now legislation that we're governed by. And we find underfloor heating ensures dry litter, which in turn reduces our ammonia emissions. We have all our ventilation in the gable end, so we have no dust on the roofs, so our roof water is clean, and the site is purpose-built to match all environmental requirements. When we put our underfloor heating system in here, we've had nobody here in the UK to tell us how it would work, so we went with Fancom to Holland and visited a couple of growers in Holland who had installed underfloor heating, came back, worked with professional companies that installed large areas of underfloor heating here in this country, and put together a package that we believed would work and has worked. Based on my experience, you need a business which is geared to high input, high output to become profitable in the broiler sector here in the UK. One thing that we clearly learnt here was that in a big shed with many, many birds, there is a huge volume of air moving through the shed. And to the bird, they are very sensitive to air movement, and so we manipulated the computers and the camera system to learn what was optimum for the birds. We're using Fancom's equipment, where we are using a central PC to log all the data from all the sheds every 15 minutes, looking at litres of water drunk, kilos of food eaten, and grams of body weight gained during the day. At this farm, because of the technology we have invested in, it feeds me the data that I need to monitor the birds and make management decisions, probably well in advance of what you may or may not see the bird doing within the shed. It also gives me a benchmark to compare previous experiences to what is happening now. And it's not just I think something is different to before. I can actually put figures on it and say there is an 8% reduction, there is a 12% increase, and actually look at what is optimal for optimal performance. We hope with Dynamics to move forward such that we will see a change in the behaviour of the bird before we see a potential loss of performance, which will allow us to react maybe half a day sooner than we are doing at the moment. Through watching the films and the cameras live, we were able to learn lots of things about the birds that we had no idea of before, which improved their welfare of the birds as well as our profitability. We're hoping with the new system, using their red, amber, green system, that when I'm not here on site as the company owner, my daily staff will have a better idea of whether the birds are performing at optimum based on a colour coding system. Here on this farm, we are able to provide our customer with a uniform bird consistently all year round, and going forward we only hope to improve the uniformity of the birds and the productivity, but also in the UK welfare is becoming a very topical issue with intensive farming, and so if through the technology we're going to invest in we're able to put a quantitative figure on the welfare of our birds, we believe that that will in turn help our customer sell our product to the marketplace. Our relationship with Fancom is a good one based on they are looking forward all the time, bringing in technology all the time, and for me that's where I want my business to go, utilising technology to improve efficiency as well as welfare for the birds.